Good evening. My name is Eric Pacheco, host of the Union Minded channel on YouTube. Come check me out if you want. I don't post a lot of videos, but when I do, they're a doozy. Anywho, got a letter in the mail this week. This is the letter. It's from my local union business manager. It has to do with the election. So let's see what he has to say. This is for anyone that's labor minded, especially Local 26 members or IBEW members in general, but especially in the DMV area. Without further ado, let's take a look at what was written. Dear brothers and sisters, the election season is upon us. Although November 3rd is election day, mail-in ballots and early voting have turned the next 50 days into election season. Voter participation will be at its highest amid this devastating pandemic. I highly suggest you make arrangements to vote by mail or consider early voting, but by all means, vote. Instructions and deadlines for registering or voting in the DMV or anywhere in the country can be found on our website, www.ibewlocal26.org. Our strongest power as a 10,000 member union is the ability to vote in great numbers for local issues that concern our everyday lives. I ask you to show the power of the brotherhood and sisterhood at the ballot box. Now, I'm going to stop right there for just a moment because 10,000 members, that is a strong number. But if we vote fractured, it's really not as strong as it could be. So I would urge all of Local 26 members to vote in the same way so that we maximize our political power in order to change our living circumstances in this region. But I digress. Let's continue. A great majority of the candidates know Local 26. They know our influence and our professional pride. When speaking to candidates, I make sure they know. The men and women of our union are simply seeking the freedom to balance life and work, to have time for what really matters in life, to earn a good living and be able to retire with security and dignity. I ask you, brothers and sisters, to vote for the candidates that support those goals. I, along with my staff and the many activist members of our union, have met, interviewed, and questioned numerous candidates on both sides of the ballot. We have offered an olive branch to all candidates in all parties. In some election races, neither candidate received our support. Our endorsements went only to those candidates who best served the members of Local 26, our families, and our future. I ask that you use the endorsement list on the other side as a guide when casting your ballot. Please take the time to vote this election season by mail, early voting, or on November 3rd, as your vote does count. Show your American pride. Show your union pride. Vote. Sincerely, George C. Hogan, business manager. All right, it's a fine letter. I'm not going to nitpick too much. But in these dangerous times, in this crazy time in history that we are living, I don't believe we can be so easygoing at this moment. I think that we are facing a very dangerous time. This is probably the most important election of our lifetime, and that is not hyperbole. Literally, our democracy is on the ballot. Literally. So you need to really consider how you're going to vote. And maybe get out of your feelings a little bit, because what you feel and what is real is seldom the same. Now, real quick, I do want to go over the endorsements that are on the back, right? Because he did say Local 26 is endorsing certain folks. So here we go. District of Columbia. U.S. House, Eleanor Holmes Norton. D.C. Council at Large, Ed Lazary. D.C. Council at Large, Robert White. D.C. Council Ward 2, Brooke Pinto. D.C. Council Ward 4, Janice Lewis George. D.C. Council Ward 7, Vincent Gray. D.C. Council Ward 8, Trayon, Ward 8 White. In Maryland, U.S. House District 2, Dutch Rupersberger. U.S. House District 3, John Sarbanes. U.S. House District 4, Anthony Brown. U.S. House District 5, Steny Hoyer. U.S. House District 6, David Trone. U.S. House District 7, Kuwesi Mfumi. U.S. House District 8, Jamie Raskin. And on question 1, they want you to vote yes. In Virginia, U.S. House District 1, the awesome Qasim Rashid. I am emphatically endorsing Qasim. He is an amazing candidate, and we have a real chance to have a real fighter on our side. And so, if you live in District 1, get your ass to the polls and vote for Qasim, because he is remarkable. People power, doesn't take corporate money. He's the real deal. Anywho, U.S. House District 2, Elaine Luria, U.S. House District 3, Bobby Scott, U.S. House District 4, Donald McEachin, U.S. House District 7, Abigail Spanberger, U.S. House District 8, Don Beyer, U.S. House District 10, Jennifer Wexton, U.S. House District 11, Gerald Connolly, Arlington County Board of Supervisors, Libby Garvey, House of Delegates, District 29, Irina Conan, Frederick County Board of Supervisors, Shawnee District, Richard Kennedy, Luray Town Council, Leah Pence. Brothers and sisters, this is a critical moment in time. You rarely see something like this, but we're on the verge of something crazy. And we either come together and show that force of 10,000 members strong, standing together in solidarity, voting for the folks that are going to make the lives and conditions of working people more palatable, or we're going to remain fractured as we have been. And I hope we don't remain fractured. So let's unite, let's solidify, let's show solidarity, and let's vote. Oh, side note, Local 26 is endorsing Biden Harris, just like the IBEW is. And we got to get Trump out of office, for real. And I know that you don't want to hear that. You Trump supporters out there that are Local 26 members, I know you don't want to hear that. But he's not your friend. He doesn't have your back. He doesn't care about you. That's just evidenced in all of his actions. Okay? It's time to get into objective reality. That's the reality of things. So, that's my bit. Union Minded. Check out my channel. Subscribe. Hit the like. All that good stuff. And I don't post a lot of videos, but when I do, check us out. All right? You guys have a good one, man. I got to get to work. Peace.